Hi, hello. Welcome to the vlog. What are we doing today? I don't know. I think we're just gonna spend a few days together. I don't have much going on and I'm feeling a little cooped up in the house, so I think I might try and just get out a little bit each day. It is really cold here, if you couldn't tell from my, hat. And well, also the hat is because my hair is dirty, like, let's be honest. I think today's trip out is gonna be thrifting. Should be fun. I was gonna make it thrifting and coffee, but like I have coffee at home. So I'm gonna go thrift and then I'm gonna come back and make myself a coffee and then sit and read. I think that sounds fun. Lots of treasures in there. A lot of dolls. Don't know how I felt about some of those dolls, but I did have success in the DVD section. I found 3 actually of my favorite like 90s rom-coms. So now I own While You Were Sleeping, which is like a yearly Christmas watch for me and my family. I usually end up watching this with my mom at Christmas, but I want my own copy just in case. You've Got Mail. And so basically the 2 classic, like Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan, Sleepless in Seattle. I miss 90s rom-coms. They truly do not make them the way that they used to. I was kind of in and out of there. There wasn't a ton in there. It's hardly been like 20 minutes since I left home. So I think I'm gonna go to at least one more thrift just for fun, because that was kind of fun. Just wander, dig around a little bit. I feel very happy with my thrift haul for the day, so I probably won't get anything else. Fiction. I'm in a little bit of a historical fiction mood. The Listeners is on my TBR this month. The Heart in Winter was a totally random pick that I picked off my physical TBR simply because it has winter in the title. But I thought maybe I'd read the first sentence or so of each and see which one appeals to me. Okay, well, this sentence is like a paragraph. On Wyoming Street in the evening, a patent Irish stumbled by. Some crazy old meathead in a motley of rags and filthy buckskin, wild tufts of hair sticking out the ears, the eyes burning now like hot stars, now clamped shut in a kind of ecstasy. And he lurched and tottered on broken boots like a nightmare overgrown child, like some massive obliterated Egypt child. And he sang out his wares in a sweet, clear lilting. Potatoes, hot potatoes, a penny. How do you like my singing? Okay. Interesting. Let's see what the Listeners has. Okay. Ooh, we start with a letter. I love a letter. But let me go to actual text. Part 1. Oh, come on. Oh, what do we got? Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love epistolary. I love when books have like interesting formats. So like a letter, this has what looks like, maybe a room service order or something. 2 lemons, 2 croissants, and 3 books. You know what? Go off. I love that. Let's get to actual text. The day the hotel changed forever began as any other. I'm intrigued, and this excites me. So I think we're gonna start the Listeners. So safe to say I am obsessed with the Listeners. Oh my gosh. Whoa. I love it when this happens. You pick up a book, maybe you don't know a ton about it, you haven't heard a lot of people talk about it, but you're like, man, this sounds like it could be for me. And then it just really is for you. This is really fun. So The Listeners is set in early 1942, right after the Japanese have bombed Pearl Harbor and the US has entered World War II. It is set in this luxury hotel in West Virginia. The woman who manages this hotel, her name is June. She is a local gal, a West Virginian who got close with the family who owned the hotel when she was a girl. They kind of took her in, trained her, and she now, like, she runs the show. She is large and in charge, and she is an amazing character. Like, she's never lost what makes her West Virginia. She still speaks with a super strong accent, which I love. She really connects well with the townsfolk. She has a very kind of down-to-earth demeanor, but she also knows luxury and she knows her job and she knows how to make this hotel just run like clockwork. And so one day, June is called into a meeting and the State Department is there, the FBI is there, and they're like, yeah, so sorry, you're gonna have to kick all of your guests out. We are taking over the hotel. We need it to house Axis diplomats. This is a true story. Like, this actually did happen during World War II. This hotel is made up. Here come all of these people, German, Italian, Japanese. So there's obviously complications there because a lot of the people who work at the hotel, the staff, like, they have sons and husbands and brothers, like family members who are off fighting these countries, and now they're having to clean their rooms and serve them coffee. There's also a little bit of magical realism. There's this spring, this sweet water is what they call it, that runs underneath the hotel, and it seems to have a personality. It doesn't like talk or anything, but June has a really special connection with this water, and there's a lot of talk about her trying to intuit the Sweetwater's moods and her trying to keep the water appeased and sense when maybe it's growing uneasy. I'm not 100% sure how the water thing works. I think I'm halfway through the book, and I think that she's gonna kind of continue to slowly reveal to us what that means. There's also a little bit of cute romantic tension between June and one of the FBI officers. Is that what they're called? Officers, right? I think that's the right word. One of the FBI men who shows up, they like clock each other instantly. He also is from West Virginia, so he has a past here that we're trying to figure out. But they both see each other day one and are like, ooh, yeah, there's something here. And I am like, oh yeah, there's something here. Now kiss. So it's just really, really fun. Like I said, I'm halfway through it. I actually have a couple things I want/need to do today. I need to go to the grocery store. They are calling for like historic snow this weekend, which I live in the South, so any snow is an event, but the amount they're talking about is insane. So I want to get to the grocery store before it just is like completely emptied out. Hopefully we don't get completely snowed in because we're supposed to go to St. Louis next week. Like a week from today, I'm supposed to be on a plane to St. Louis to meet my new baby niece. So I'm going to be a little put out if that gets canceled, but can't do anything about that now. Well, I was going to say now, but I can't do anything about it really at all. But other than the grocery store, I also want to go to the library. I just want to drop some books off. While I'm out, I was also going to grab a coffee. There's a new coffee shop I want to try next to the library. I think I'm going to go there first, actually, get a coffee, see what the vibes are. It may not be the type of shop that it's fun to sit in. If that's not the case, I'll hop over to the library and sit and read there for a little bit. Should be a nice little afternoon out. I mean, not too exciting, but still, again, getting out of the house, getting some things done, but also some fun reading, hopefully at a coffee shop. Success. Coffee shop was good. I got an oat milk cappuccino, read a little bit of the listeners. I will definitely be back to that coffee shop. I liked the vibe. It was inside a post office, but it was cute. It was really cute. Grocery store wasn't too busy, which is great. Dropped my library books off, walked out with a few treasures. So let's play what's in the bag? What's in the tote bag? I love a library sale. I'm just helpless against the friends of the library sale. I didn't even mean to look, but I just was kind of like, oh, let me just glance. And In the Country of Others by Layla Slimani caught my eye. This book has been on my radar for a while, and I think I've looked and Libby doesn't have a copy. So I've been like, how am I going to read this book? She is a Moroccan author, and this book, is set in Morocco after World War II. 20th century Moroccan history is one of my just weird niche interests. So this book was definitely one on my radar. If I am getting snowed in this weekend, I need a puzzle. This one is so cute. I didn't even see it originally. I was just gonna get a nice outdoor scene or something. It's a 1,000-piece puzzle of a bunch of like banned book covers. This would be so fun to do, like put on my audiobook and do this puzzle this weekend. Even if I don't get snowed in, it will still be cold. Like guaranteed it's gonna be freezing cold this weekend. So I think it'll be audiobook and puzzle. I'm gonna go read more of the listeners. I'll check back in probably when I'm done, probably, because this book is very hard to put down. Successful shopping outing. Went to the Apple store, went to this I don't even know how you call Reconsidered Goods is what it's called, but a craft store, but everything's used and super cheap. So all of this was $2.50, which is amazing. Korean grocery store, yay! I have the ingredients to make japchae this weekend. And also, I don't think dry January counts during a snowstorm, right? I don't think it does. So very excited about these. And now I think I'm gonna go watch The Holiday. Before we go, I do owe you a review of The Listeners by Maggie Stiefvater. I'm holding my hand up, so maybe I can put it here. I did finish the book yesterday, and I really, really liked it. I loved it, in fact. The whole time I was reading it, most of the time I was reading it, I was like, this is a 5-star, I'm getting 5-star feels. And then for whatever reason, the last 20% or so, I felt like she just didn't quite stick the landing. I can't quite figure out what it was about the ending that wasn't perfect for me, but the ending did kind of bring things down a little bit. It was satisfactory, as far as what she did with the story. I think maybe something about the pacing was off. I also felt like, I talked about there was this magic water that ran underneath the hotel. I said, I don't really know much about it yet, but I'm assuming we'll figure out more. But we don't really. We never really figure out why this water works the way it does. Why does June have this special relationship with it that nobody else does? How does it actually work? Where does it come from? None of that is ever described. And on one hand, I guess that's kind of the difference maybe, or one of the differences between fantasy and magical realism is that in fantasy, you do want to world build and explain how the magic works. And the point of magical realism is that you don't really do that. You don't have to understand how it works, usually because it's mostly just meant to be a symbol of something else. But I can't even figure out what the water is a symbol for here. The only thing I could think would be having local roots and having a strong relationship with the land. But if that's the case, then I think she could have done more to show us that, and also to show us why June had that. I mean, we see her local roots, but as far as like being super connected to the water and the land, that's kind of told us rather than shown. I think that that's maybe what it comes down to, is that there were a few things that were told rather than shown, which kind of disappointed me. But overall, I mean, I'm talking like all these negative things. I still would give this book a 4.5 star. Like, I still loved it. I still highly, highly recommend it if you like interesting historical fiction set in a time or place or situation that maybe you don't know a ton about, unless you do know a lot about, like Axis diplomats being housed at luxury hotels in the Midwest, like West Virginia during World War II, in which case, good for you. I did not know about this. I had never heard of this before. I really, really enjoyed the book. I had a great time. I'm gonna go watch The Holiday, and I think that's gonna do it for this video too. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me the last couple days. Hope you enjoyed coming along on my various outings and errands and such. Wherever you are watching in the world, I hope you are just staying warm and cozy and reading an absolutely fabulous book. I will see y'all next time. Bye.